Welcome in. Good morning. It's an F day. And wait a second. No coach? That's right. I am Mike Pendleton, Mikey P, sitting in the host chair today while the coach is out handling business. Something we've been doing here all week at the brand. I am very, very excited for today's show. We've got our numbers guy, Raphael, waiting in the lobby for me to arrive. We've got Brandon Combs waiting for me to arrive as well. I am super excited. We've got a lot to get off our chest with Rant Wednesday. We also have a lot of topics happening in the NFL. We're about a week away from free agency, and a lot of names already coming into the spotlight over where they could go and where they are leaving, including in the Windy City, an abrupt retirement at just 27 years old. Yet none of us, including the entire Chicago crew we have today, are going to be talking about it at nauseum for our rants. We've got better topics for you. All right, we're going to bypass news of the day because today, without Coach here, I want to show what it's like to be a team. I want to show what it means to have everybody's back here at the brand. So I want to take today's time that's usually used for news of the day to put over the last word, which was on Monday. It made its epic return Monday night over on our BTT Studios page. Gabby and Big Tommy C. The biggest tip of the cap to our guy, Big Tommy C. Not only reigniting the last word, but also sitting in the host chair. Great job by them. And then also yesterday, the leader that he is, the man that he is, the celebrity that the coach is, sitting at the Walk of Fame ceremony for Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias as he gets his Hollywood Walk of Fame star yesterday. We'll have video on that in just a moment. However, we got some business to take care of, and that is the recap. I really wish we didn't. Yeah. Nope. Soupy, thanks for giving us our only check marks of the day. We apologize about that. Coach actually had me sitting in the host chair today because I got to get all of you guys right. Um, Moving forward, already live on our BTT Studio channel, our YouTube page, is this week's only one episode of the Coach and Bro Show with the coach and Vince Russo. It is live at BTT Studios. If you watch on Stadium, it will be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the Coach and Bro Show. And then before we get into all of today's business, you got to handle your own business. Go check out our new merch store. Use code CHAMBER for free shipping. Look at that. I mean, by the way, if I can't put over anything, I've got to put over Kiss Up Mountain. Can we get some Kiss Up Mountain shirts purchased? I mean, Tommy's What If Fugazi shirts are flying off the shelves. Let's get some Kiss Up Mountain shirts. Please. I'm begging you. All right. Housekeeping done. We got to have a huge bounce back day, and we got to really, really get some things off our chest. I'm fired up today, but I wonder, they're from Chicago, so I thought they might bang the door down. They're here. It's time to beat the books. Look at this three-man weave. We don't need anybody else. If Coach is not here, we got it. It's the Chicago trifecta. We are going to start with our numbers guy for a reason. Good morning, Raphael. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Mikey P. Good morning, Brandon. This is Chicago crew. Brandon's got a Chicago hat on. I got a Cub shirt on. Who's wearing Boston gear? Come on, Mikey P. I changed after I saw who was on the show. Represent today.
Here's the thing, Raphael. I don't know if you watched the NFL Newswire transactions over the past 24 hours, but I'm hurt. I'm hurt, Drew Dahlman. You hurt me. Right as we're focusing on where the Bears could be going in free agency, Drew Dahlman opts for retirement at 27 years old. And I'm not the only one upset about it. Sports Illustrated and Brandon are upset about it. Brandon Combs, the lead executive producer of BetMGM Tonight. Sir, how are you?
Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Raphael. Look, Mikey, if we were going to bang down your door, it wouldn't be to do a TV show in Chicago. I've got the hat on. Rafi's got the shirt. You're wearing Boston gear. That's why we're banging down your door.
All right. Well, this is off to a very smooth start. So I appreciate you guys, right? Just putting me out on Front Street. I thought we could just bypass the attire because, what I prefer to do is wear things that are in season and, represent what we're actually talking about. What we're talking about right now, though, guys, is we got to have a bounce back day. I know all of you. I was one of the culprits, but I know not all of you were responsible for yesterday. So as we look to bounce back today, there's just the three of us, but we've got plenty of picks. Who wants the smoke? I mean, Brandon, that was beyond slow. That was beyond slow. Raphael, you are up first. Let's have a bounce back. It starts with you. What do you got today?
When you're looking for a bounce back game, you go to the NHL and you see if the Vancouver Canucks are playing. And they are playing today because they suck. Give me Carolina -1.5 on the road. I'll lay the minus nickel because the Canucks have dropped 20 out of their last 22 games. The Hurricanes are 10-3 as the betting road favorite. The Canucks are going to have another long evening. They're just waiting for the season to end. Give me Carolina on the puck line. We're going to college basketball. The Fun Belt. That's right. The Fun Belt tournament starts today. Give me JMU, James Madison -4.5. This is redemption day for JMU. The Raging Cajuns went to their court and beat them 64-61 last month. I think the Cajuns go down today. They're 1-6 against the spread when playing on a neutral court. The Fun Belt starts today, and we start cashing some fun money.
Now, the Fun Belt, Raphael, is that what Michael Irvin was using on the sidelines during the Miami Hurricanes? Never mind. All right, Brandon, I promise you I'm going to give you the floor. But before I do that, the leader that he is, the man that he is, while he's on the road traveling for the PGA, Coach sent in not one, but two plays. So I'm going to go ahead and read his plays, and then we will let you set the stage for the rest of our picks. He is taking Morikawa at a -140 over Hideki. He says here, last year Morikawa had this thing won and failed to close on Sunday. He has already won a big event this year at Pebble Beach and continues that momentum this week. Also, Jake Knapp -102 over Victor Hovland. Knapp is off to a great start this year, and it continues this week. He has won in the PGA Tour before this time of the year. Hovland has had a very average start to the season. Now, Brandon, before I throw it to you, I just want to say some of you who follow me on social media have noticed that I've been doing some Twitch streaming, right? Some video game streaming. Do you know what I fired up yesterday, Brandon and Raphael?
What's
A
that?
little PGA Golf 2K25. And let me tell you, it does very well for the mental state, right? Just nice, chill, relaxing. So maybe my created character will one day make one of Coach's picks. We'll see. Brandon, you're up next. What do you got?
The reason why I was so slow in my defense, I raised the wrong hand and it hit my microphone, so I couldn't get it out. I'm over here struggling trying to get a finger out, but whatever. Last time I got to go first, I forgot my picks anyway, so we'll keep going last. All right, let's go to the college hardwood. Creighton -2.5 versus Butler. Look, the way that they have this thing put out, they are begging people to take Butler +2.5. I think Creighton runs away with this. I think Creighton's up tempo is going to be too much for Butler to handle today. So give me Creighton -2.5 at -115. And then let's go to Indiana. Let's go to the Hoosier State. Man, are they really good at football, but they're terrible at basketball now. I don't know if they're living in the upside down at Indiana U right now, but I'm going to take Minnesota +7 because I don't trust that the Hoosiers can cover a 7-point spread right now. Minnesota +7 is -110.
All right. I absolutely love it. Yeah. How about a big shock in the Big Ten last night? Here I was thinking I could live bet the Nebraska Cornhuskers against UCLA. I think I got them at like +7. I was like, wait, they lost by 20? All right. March Madness has arrived. Guys, I'm going to go next, and I'm going to stick with a school that I mean, outside of Miami, Ohio. stop me if you've heard me place a play on this team. I'm going with the Arkansas Razorbacks minus 6.5 against the Texas Longhorns. Listen, these teams that are ranked in the top 25, it is time to put up or shut up. And Coach Cal, Darius Acuff is the main reason why I am all over this Razorbacks team. And now I know he's probably got about 3 or 4 weeks left as a Razorback because he should be a top 5, top 10 pick in next year's NBA draft. So I think right now the Razorbacks and Acuff will get it done as they try to build momentum towards conference tournament play. And I don't have any conspiracy theory music. I don't like to feed into all the internet rumors. But my other two plays for today, well, they come down simply because I believe the internet. The internet has told me that Friday, Jason Tatum is targeted to return to the Boston Celtics against the Dallas Mavericks at home, a game that'll be on ESPN. So what do I do in all of my glory as I'm making picks? I go, tonight's your night, Jaylen Brown. Tonight is your night. So we are not only going with the Celtics minus 6.5 against the Charlotte Hornets, but we're taking Jaylen Brown for 40 or more points, rebounds, and assists combined because Mr. Brown, it's been great. Thank you for carrying the water for this team throughout the season. I believe the Celtics not only handle the Hornets easily, I think it sets the stage for all eyes focused on Friday. Raphael, you're a numbers guy, and I know you love making odds, and I also know you hate this topic, so I had to make it a topic today. Very quickly, do you think where there's smoke, there's fire? If Bill Simmons is saying it, it's got to be true, right?
Yeah, this was the target day because it's been an ESPN game. Hopefully, Dallas would have had some players on the court to make it competitive. That's why I maybe not think they would maybe scrap it because the Celtics are going to be double-digit favorites if Tatum is not playing because Dallas has been awful. They can't even hit the 100 mark as of late. So I wouldn't put all your chips on the table because if I'm Celtics, why would you do this to a Dallas Mavericks team?
Well, I think there's no better time. By the way, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. Bet against them. I forget who they played last night, but I bet their opponent to win all 4 quarters yesterday. We cashed that ticket with ease yesterday. So if they don't get Cooper Flag back, you're right, Raphael. They have absolutely nowhere to go. Brandon, am I living in La La Land, or do you think there could be something to Jason Tatum returning this Friday?
I mean, I hope so. Because look, I know you're a Boston guy. I don't know. This Celtics team has been so good without Jason Tatum. Imagine what they're going to be with Jason Tatum. And here's the thing that people have to think about with him. This Celtics team has been so good without him, they don't have to rush him back. So if he's coming back, it's because he's 100%. So 100% of Jason Tatum added to this team, I don't know who's stopping him.
Thank you. You know, I knew I liked you for a reason, Brandon. And that's really the thing. Raphael, to your point, like, why would you do this to a Dallas Mavericks team? There's no better way than to get Jason Tatum back into the flow of things than to take on a very weak Mavericks team. You can monitor his minutes. You can get him in game shape, which I think is one of the funniest things I ever hear in sports. This guy's got to get in game shape. Yeah, he's a pro athlete. If he's healthy, he should be in game shape. So we will see, but that is why I am on the Celtics today. A lot of big plays on the board. Brandon, I'm going to ask you here about 10 seconds. With conference tournament action heating up, are you watching the Fun Belt Conference tonight?
Conference championship week doesn't start till March 10th when real conferences play.
All right, well, we get that off started off with a bang here. I am Mike Pendleton. Coming up in about 6 minutes or so, we've got some things to get off our chest here at the brand. It is our favorite day of the week. All right, welcome back, all you degenerates here at our YouTube channel. Guys, I want to play this clip for you. It is one of the most inspiring, motivational, fresh off the heels of Team USA hockey bringing home the gold medal. Producer man, cut one, Aaron Judge, please motivate me. And we are frozen. All right. So we listen, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It is terrible. He has a smile on his face the entire time. He's got really no energy behind it. He goes, "We're banged up, but we can get back out there and we can bring home the gold like the Team USA hockey guys did." Brandon, anything here worth mentioning for you? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet. I've heard about it, but I have not had a chance to watch it. Look, Aaron Judge, his first time, being a captain of this team, probably doesn't know much what to say. You're sitting in a room full of superstars, guys who are at the same level you are in the game. Sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable, especially when you're talking to guys you play against all season long. You're in spring training. It's hard to talk about what you've seen all season long because you haven't seen anything yet. So, I feel for him, but I have to watch it because I've heard it's pretty bad.
Raphael, have you seen it?
For your
There it
family
is.
home, you're sacrificing for your country, and you're sacrificing for the brothers in the trenches with you every single day. And that's one thing I want us to do, fellas. We're down, we're beat up a little bit, man. Bleed into each other, man. We're gonna lay it all on the line. If we do that, we're bringing the gold home, man. I'm telling you.
Raphael, about 15 seconds. Your thoughts on that very inspiring speech?
He doesn't even do speeches in the Yankees locker room. Why is he doing this? Clayton Kershaw should have done the speech.
I think there's a serious conversation to have here for Team USA with the World Baseball Classic. Oh, let me just see, 48 hours away for Team USA, right? Can we have a new Captain America? Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, anybody but Aaron Judge? We're back in just 5 seconds.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the first F day. Welcome to the first F day.
What a great listen. I didn't have the opportunity, like Coach and several others did, to work with Howie Schwab, the late great Howie Schwab. But every Wednesday, in honor of him, we like to get some things off of our chest. And as I continue to say here on this great first Wednesday of March, we have to put everyone over at the brand. And so when I think about how I'm going to operate with just the 3-man weave today, the leader that he is, the man that he is, the brand that he is, Coach sent in his own rant to set the table, to show us how you get it done on an F Day Rant Wednesday. Producer man, what does Coach got? All right, once again frozen. I think it was so good that we gotta wait, right? Like that's just how it goes. Sometimes you just have to wait for greatness. So we are going to bring on the guys, and you know what? Listen, maybe I want to fire off about technology right now. I don't know who's doing hidden tricks behind the scenes, but that's neither here or there. So Raphael, long time in this business, in the sports book business, and March Madness usually similar to the Super Bowl, one of the busiest times of the year. I've got one very simple question for you, and it's not what are you ranting on today, but what's got you fired up today, Raphael?
It is crazy. It is March 4th. It is March Madness. And I worked in the Vegas casinos for almost 13 Super Bowls. That's years for people who don't know sports books. They are charging for one seat to watch March Madness Thursday through Sunday, one day, $500 or more for one seat in the sports book, not the arenas, not the place to watch live basketball, in a sports book for one guarantee seat. VIP booth, $4,000 for just one day to watch March Madness. I never charged any of my customers when I worked in 13 seasons or 13 years. I worked in almost 5 sports books. Never charged not one penny for someone to sit in to watch a game. This is ridiculous. This is why Vegas is on a downward spiral because they're just charging way too much for everything. March Madness should be fun. March Madness is spring break. A bunch of kids watching college basketball. Let's have fun. not crush their parents' credit cards.
You know what? You know who really loved that, Raphael? Because I felt the passion there. YouTube TV. And every single company that has multi-view, right? Because if you have enough, like the man I'm talking to right now with 6 TVs in his office, if you have all 6 on YouTube TV, well then hell, let's see, you've got plenty of games you can watch on multi-view through YouTube TV and various platforms. And oh wait, I don't think maybe Brandon, he would charge you to come over and hang out, but I know I could get over to the Raphael estate free of charge. Great job, Raphael. Brandon, sometimes in life you make a mistake once, and it's pretty bad. If you make that same mistake twice in a year, people start to cut the cord from you. And such is happening in Major League Baseball, where Jerickson Profar, I hate to put it any other way except put the drugs down. What's got you fired up today, Brandon?
Let me preface this by telling you guys that I am the guy with Major League Baseball. Yes, I love the game. Yes, I consider myself a purist of the game, but not a typical purist, because I know baseball needs to evolve. I think baseball needs to open its eyes to what the steroid era was. I think baseball needs to open its eyes to the summer of '98, which was the greatest summer of baseball ever. But Jerickson Profar, it's against the rules. You cannot do anything against the rules. HGH, the hormone that you're taking to, hormone that's normally taking after steroids, by the way, is something that is illegal. And you get an 80-game suspension 2 months after getting a 3-year contract with the Atlanta Braves. You get the 80-game suspension. You come back. You get injured again. And then you go and do it again. And now you're gone for an entire season. So now you not only did you cost yourself $8 million last year because you missed half the season, you're going to cost yourself $15 million this year. And if the Braves are smart, they're asking the league if they can get out of this contract because you have 1 year left and there's no damn way we want you back in our clubhouse. You cost yourself a chance to play with the Netherlands in the World Baseball Classic. So you cost your country, you cost your Major League Baseball team, you just cost yourself your career because nobody in the game is going to touch you after this. I don't understand what you're doing. I don't know why you did it. I don't know how you did it. But after your first suspension, when you said, I would never knowingly take a banned substance, well, you just did it twice, dummy.
Listen, here's the thing, and Brandon, great take on Jerickson Profar. You're at the point, right, where no one can feel bad for you because it wasn't, hey, the first time I got popped was 7 years ago. Man, this is less than 365 days ago. So you are not only knowingly taking banned substance, you simply do not care. That's a slap in the face to your organization, to the sport of baseball, to your country ahead of the World Baseball Classic. I absolutely love that take from you, Brandon. Very well done. And you know what? If you're the Atlanta Braves, I don't think there's a mulligan to start the season, right? They've got 17 pitchers injured. Their best player is 37-year-old Chris Sale. They did nothing to really help their team. And I think a problem, and we're not here to talk baseball right now, but I think a problem that they need to look forward to is Ronald Acuna. Because if I'm looking around, it's Will Smith and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Where'd everybody go? Where'd everybody go? And that's what I'm wondering today, guys. Where did everybody go? Where did the fighting breed go? Where did those who truly loved what they do every single time in and out of the UFC octagon, where did that go? What happened to the likes of the Donald Cowboy Cerrones, or like him or not, the Nate Diaz's? Well, I'll tell you where they went. They'd stop and end what Max Holloway, who steps inside the UFC octagon this Saturday at UFC 326 to take on Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. And Max Holloway is the last of a dying breed. And this is just a message to all fans and fighters. Let's start with the fighters. Max Holloway is the only one who can point down to the middle of the octagon with 10 seconds left. Why? Because he's done it. He did it against one of the most dangerous strikers in the sport, Justin Gaethje. You know what happened in those final 10 seconds? Justin Gaethje went to sleep. Every other fighter in the UFC who tries to do the point down, they retreat and they run for cover, or they grapple and they try to make wrestle babies at the end of the fight. That is not how you fight. So let Saturday serve as a reminder that a fighting breed that will go out on their shield, that will die on their own hill and plant their flag as one of the biggest, baddest BMFs we've ever seen inside the UFC octagon is one of one. Tip of the cap to you, Max Holloway, and to every single fighter out there who thinks they know how to do the point down. I mean, Brandon, you're a UFC guy. Rafael, I know you are too. What are we doing?
I'm still trying to get over wrestle babies. you killed me with that line. Look, Max Holloway is an absolute dog, and you're right. I mean, when he slept Gaethje, it was probably one of the more stunning moments that I had, because when he pointed to the center of the ring with Gaethje, I was like, I don't know if you want that, Max, and he wanted it, and he took it. And then, like, every other time that he does it, they either run, or I believe it was Poirier who tried wrestling him. Yep. Like, what are we doing? You point there and you stand in the center of the ring. It's phone booth time, and you know, I don't know if you want that with Max Holloway. He's a dog.
You know what I do want? I want to end this segment on a high note, on a positive note. Producer man, can you please rotate?
Mikey, thank you very much. Now, as I sit here and I start to move into March Madness, my absolute favorite month of the entire year, I can't help but think, as much as I'm looking forward to that, and to see if Miami of Ohio gets in, to see if Arizona is the best team or KU. When I think of the NBA and right now, we have literally come to the end of an era. And about every 10 to 12 years this happens. In the 80s, we had Magic and Larry Bird. Then here comes Michael, and he dominates the 90s. And then you had Kobe and Shaq early in the 2000s. Then here comes LeBron. And then you had D. Wade. And then you had, Steph Curry. And then you had Kevin Durant. So every time you had these stars. But here's the problem. These stars are now either getting hurt, they have heat, or with LeBron James, he has overstayed his welcome. I'm not saying he can't physically still do it, but he's north of 40 years of age. What happened last April? He fell off a cliff, and the Lakers were shadows of their former selves when they were in the playoffs. And I am afraid that we're going to see the exact same thing again this year. We're going to see the Lakers stumble to the playoffs. Right now, they're 2 games out of the play-in, 2 games behind third place, so they could go either way. But right now, I think LeBron James and Luka and JJ need to sit down and either get on the same page or get out. And I'm telling you right now, that Steph Curry hurt, send him back to Charlotte for 1 or 2 years, feel-good years. Kevin Durant, maybe his last chance too. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of an era when it comes to star power in the NBA. My question is, who's going to be the next 2 or 3 to step up?
I mean, that's what a genius does, right? He's not even here, and he knew I was talking about end of eras, and now he's talking about end of eras in the NBA. And guys, it's a real thing. I think there is a lot more smoke with a LeBron James return to Cleveland as things start to unravel here in La La Land. More on Luka and the Lakers and JJ Redick in about 20 minutes or so coming up here on the show. But fantastic take by Coach Rafael.
Yeah, and he's dead on. But I think the NBA is going to be in good hands when all these old timers finally hang it up. We have Wemby. We have 2 stars in Detroit, Cunningham. I think the draft coming up are 2 guys that could probably carry some luggage in the league. So I think the league is going to be in okay shape when these stars finally fade away.
Yeah, well, the draft prospects, there's a few of them. AJ Debatson. All right, all you degenerates out there who's sticking with us here on our YouTube page. Guys, I want to show this photo here. It's one of the best things I've seen all year, which is Max Scherzer, the longtime veteran ace pitcher in Major League Baseball, re-signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. And his daughter back in December writes this letter to the Toronto Blue Jays. And first and foremost, I don't have my own children. Rafael, I know you and I are in the same boat. Brandon, I know you probably have a ton. But she starts the letter off with this. I'm sorry you guys lost the World Series, and then goes on to say, I hope my dad can return to the team. First and foremost, I'm going to start with the parent in the room. Brandon, would you critique your kid and go, don't write the fact that we lost the World Series in the beginning of the letter?
No, because I mean, look, you're kind of a jerk right now, Mikey. I mean, she was being genuine, and I mean, from the looks of the writing, I mean, she's probably 8-9 years old at most. Look, she was trying to do her dad a solid. She really liked Toronto. She liked her dad playing there. It was an exciting World Series. They did blow the World Series, so I mean, she wasn't exactly wrong. I thought it was a cute letter from Max Scherzer's daughter, especially when she signed it. Love Max Scherzer's daughter as opposed to just her name.
All right. Like, in case you guys were wondering where this came from, it's Max Scherzer's daughter. By the way, we have put producer man on some very investigative research. We're not sure if that's her handwriting or Soupy's. We'll find out come Friday. Raphael, is Max Scherzer's daughter the greatest negotiator of all time because her dad's back in Toronto?
Yeah, I wrote her a letter so she can represent me on trying to get me a better deal for coaching company when my contract comes up. So hopefully she represents me. But I love the letter. It's so sincere the way she wrote it. But I'm gonna give her one advice: proofreader, then send it. If she got a proofreader, then I think it would have been really well.
All right. Well, you thought I was a bad person, Brandon. This guy's over here trying to proofread like 9-year-olds. I mean, listen, whatever. By the way, Raphael, contracts at this brand? Because I'm going to have to put in a phone call. Gentlemen, we've got plenty of big topics to hit on coming up here in just a matter of moments. It is time for a little front page news. All right, guys, before we get into all of the topics in which we are going to discuss, and there's plenty of them, I've got to give the man his proper shine. I feel like each segment we're just paying honor to the man who carries this brand. Producer man took the time out to really put together a highlight reel of the coach at Gabriel Iglesias' Fluffy's Walk of Fame ceremony yesterday. Producer man, roll tape.
Gabe called me about 4 months ago, and I looked down at the phone, and I said, man, Fluffy's calling me. And he said, Coach, I have a big favor to ask. He said, I want WWE represented when I get my star on the Walk of Fame. I sat there for a moment, and I got a little emotional. Maybe even a tear came down my face. I said, Fluffy, I am honored that you would ask me to be a part of it. He then paused and said, this is a little awkward, Coach. I was hoping you'd call The Rock for me to show up today. He's always been one of the hardest workers in the room. 2025, over 100 shows. He's even going to the Middle East, proving that everybody's got a price. And that is the bottom line. And I'm not the only one who says it. Sports Illustrated even says it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor, in front of the millions and millions of Fluffy's fans in attendance and those watching around the world. There is only one, and today we call him the Great One. So get on your feet for the man, the myth, the legend, and taking his rightful place as one of the greatest entertainers of all time. If you smell what Fluffy is cooking.
I mean, guys, look at this. I mean, what a moment for the brand. What a moment for Coach the brand. What an introduction to Fluffy. It doesn't get much better than that, Raphael. How great is this?
It was so cool to watch this, and I loved his speech because he brought in all the wrestling stuff that we all know Fluffy loves. So you can hear him laughing during the whole time Coach was speaking. I loved the speech because that's what Fluffy really wanted, was all that wrestling content.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon, the just a smooth transition in and out, really showing how you cut a promo, how you introduce someone, and how you really celebrate someone.
Hey, coach doing exactly what coach does, right? Like that's the Jonathan Coachman that I grew up watching. And yeah, coach, I grew up watching you.
All right. Well, my biggest memory is him doing the Charleston, but I like being here, so I don't want to bring that up anymore. I don't want to bring it up anymore. I just had to say it once. And you know what, guys? Let's get into some of the biggest topics currently, coming into this morning. And one that you're really going to have to talk about if you're looking at the state of the league and state of affairs in the WNBA. Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, two of the biggest superstars in the WNBA outside of Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. These two ladies wrote a letter to the Players Association saying they're not comfortable and happy with how they're being represented here in the WNBA negotiations. Raphael, start off with you. How big of a deal is this letter from these two ladies?
It's a big deal, but at the same time, they are still talking. I can see both sides were not talking anymore, but they're talking every day. I think this was just a push to get their names out plumb and say, hey, you know what? We're not happy. Just get more talking done for maybe today and tomorrow. I still believe a deal will be done. There's only one league that's going to go on strike pretty soon, and it's a league that me and Brandon love to watch. I think that's going to be baseball. I think WNBA gets a deal done.
Brandon, do you agree? Do you think we'll get a WNBA season this year?
Look, I'm going to say this as kindly as I can. Who the hell cares? Look, we got the WNBA. I understand. These women are fantastic athletes. I do watch the WNBA when they are in season. But the honest truth about the WNBA is that they are a failed league. They are a league that constantly works at a loss. They have players that want to make more money. I say you pay them at a percentage of what the league makes. Hey, I don't know how good you are at math, Mikey, but what's 75% of negative 40 million?
Sounds like a negative to me. Your point rings home. Your point rings home.
It's just it's crazy to me that they don't understand basic business and basic math. The players, I get what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do. But you also have to understand the situation that you are in. The NBA pays for the league. The NBA fronts that league. So do what you got to do. Keep creating stuff and stop trying to injure your best player so that people actually want to come out and watch the games when Indiana comes to town.
F-Day Rant Wednesday does not end here for Brandon Combs. And you know what? I kind of agree. I would like to see a WNBA season this year. However, I do think more than ever, this league has marketable stars. Stop trying to injure Caitlin Clark is a big deal. And let these women play because they're making money and or they're getting attention and unrivaled. And I think that goes to show the WNBA that they need each other. All right, guys, moving on. Big news in the NFL. And no, Raphael, I'm not going to be a homer and start with Drew Dahlman and the Bears. More on that in a moment. But Kyler Murray, there is no Call of Duty coming out this year as far as I know. So he should be in the weight room, watching film, and now preparing for his next NFL team. The Cardinals announced that they will release him at the beginning of next week as moves start to be made ahead of free agency. Brandon, start off with you. It's a two-part question. Where does Kyler Murray play next year? And who is the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals in 2026?
So the first part of that question, I believe that Kyler Murray is a New York Jet. They need a quarterback. He needs a spot to go, and he needs a spot where he can start. Now, other people talk about Minnesota, stuff like that. I don't know if Kevin O'Connell wants that. Maybe he does. That would probably be a better fit if you're trying to win now, if you're Kyler Murray. But I honestly believe he's going to be a New York Jet. And the second part of that question was, what does Kyler Murray have left?
No, where do the Cardinals go from here?
Where do the Cardinals go? God, anywhere but what they had. My fear for them is that they end up with Tua. But be a player. Go out and try to get Malik Willis. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
Be very interesting. Raphael, do we have odds yet on Kyler Murray's next team? Are you with Brandon? Do you think he'll be a New York Jet?
No, I'm hearing probably Minnesota if Kirk Cousins doesn't go back to Minnesota. I think it's Murray's job, but I just don't know if that's a good fit for him. I think he's probably regretting that he could have been an Oakland or Las Vegas A's because okay, he was a great baseball player. He had a contract to go for Oakland to play baseball. So I'm probably thinking Minnesota. I don't think the Kirk Cousins thing is going to go back. Why go back to Minnesota if you're Cousins? I see him going to Minnesota, but maybe Jacob Brissett stays in Arizona as a QB1. That's what the betting favorite is. But I'm also hearing Tua can go there.
All right, we will stay tuned on that. More moves in the NFL. An abrupt retirement. Drew Dahlman, who signed a 3-year deal last offseason with the Chicago Bears, was a leading man for the Chicago Bears' revamped offensive line, retires at the age of 27, kind of puts their offensive line back in limbo. Raphael, how big of a shocking move and retirement was this?
It wasn't shocking. This is the NFL. This is the most grueling sport besides hockey. So when I hear these players retire early. We've seen it. Barry Sanders, Megatron. We've seen these guys retire early because of the grind of the NFL. So yeah, it sucks if you're a Bears fan because that'll hurt your offensive line. But at the same time, you got to give this guy. Hey, he found out. Hey, no, I can't do this anymore. My body can't take this anymore. My mind can't take this anymore. So I have to say, tip to the hat, and you know your body better than anybody else.
Brandon, this is a man who formerly played collegiate ball at Stanford, so you know the IQ is there. Yes,
Yeah.
a big hit to the Bears' offensive line, but your take on Dahlman's sudden retirement?
Well, his dad played in the league, and he's seen what the effects afterwards can do to you. And at the age of 27, I think that he's making a business decision to, want to start a family, to want to be there for his kids. And I'm sure that he's seen some of the things that his dad's gone through that he doesn't want to go through himself. It sucks for the Bears after that deal. I'm sure that they're in shock. I'm sure that they are going to be, panicking and trying to find themselves a center sometime soon, hopefully, after they get Max Crosby. But for Drew Dahlman, it's a business decision, and I can't blame the kid.
Yeah, I wanted to make this part of my rants today, but I thought there would still be time to hit on it. First and foremost, to every NFL fan out there, if a player leaves your favorite team, it is not personal, and it is exactly what Brandon said. It is business, and it's none of your business as a fan as to why a player may leave or have a sudden retirement in the case of Drew Dahlman. For as all as I see it, offensive linemen, especially at the center position, it's car crash every single snap, whether you believe it or not. And so good on Drew Dahlman for making the right choice for he and his family, using previous experience from his father playing in the league. And I'm not worried as a Bears fan about what the Bears front office can do. Ryan Poles has built this offensive line inside and out. Head coach Ben Johnson has always made it known that that's a top priority for him. So a tip of the cap to Drew Dahlman. Thank you for your services in your 1 year as a Chicago Bear. Maybe that maturity he built with Caleb Williams will help Williams moving forward, which, by the way, Bears fans, he's still the most important part of the team. It's okay. Raphael, I know you are our numbers guy, but when you see players moving around and some of these fan reactions, do you just scratch your head and go, it's not that serious? About 20 seconds for you.
No, it's an offensive lineman. It's a center. You can get one. It's not going to move numbers. It's not going to change Super Bowl odds. Just bear down a little bit. Just take it easy.
Bear down. I like it. I like it. Yeah, and that's the best part, right? It's the NFL. There are a factory of players to choose from each and every single offseason. No matter the position, you always have your choice at several high-level talents, no matter where your team may need them. So farewell to Drew Dahlman, and gentlemen, very well done in front page news. All right. So we all get along here at the brand, but do JJ Redick and Luka, is it just normal? We'll talk about that and a big showcase game in the NBA. Come on back right here on Coaching Company. All right, guys, I don't want to age myself like at all. So I'm not going to. And instead, I'll age you guys. Last night, sorry, I had to. Last night in the NBA, NBC and Peacock brought back the NBA on NBC, old school edition. And we had the czar, Mike Fratello, and Bob Costas. Jim Gray was on the sidelines. Hannah Storm. Guys, it was an amazing graphically designed feature. Raphael, as the elder in the room, I said, look at these graphics. Did you watch the game, and what did you think of them?
Of course, I watched the game. I was hoping it was going to be maybe Bulls Cleveland because maybe NBA and NBC, Michael Jordan owned Cleveland every time they were on TV. But I was happy with the graphics and pleased. But when this game got out of hand, take the high def off, put the fuzzies on it like how we used to watch it in the 80s and 90s. It wasn't a watchable game. So make me feel like I was watching a game in the 90s on NBC.
Yeah, Brandon, the Spurs absolutely dominated the Sixers. Shout out to the Sixers, though, right? They had the old school logo. Did you enjoy last night's broadcast?
Well, I have a 9-hour nightly show that I have to do, so I did not get to see the broadcast. I've heard that it was really good. I heard that it was really well done. With how big of a blowout it was, maybe it would have been better if they put the NBA Jam graphics on.
That's funny because the chat, literally as you said that, looked over for 1 second, and somebody said that basketball game had NBA Jam vibes. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm very happy about, right? We didn't hear this on the broadcast. Well, back when we were calling games, they played defense, right? I was so scared that we were going to get a comparison from what they were calling in today's NBA to what they used to call. So credit where credit is due to those high-level legendary broadcasters who know how to call a game, be in the moment. But, guys, I'm going to poo-poo it a little bit. I'm not here for it full time. Maybe once or twice a season. That is it. All right, we've got to talk about a huge game in the NBA tonight and some drama in Lakerland. Come on back right here on Coaching Company. Welcome back. I am Mike Pendleton sitting in for the coach right here on Coaching Company. And I've got to see my guys, Raphael and Brandon. Gentlemen, let's talk about the big game in the NBA tonight. Outside of what I believe, it's not the Celtics and the Hornets. It's actually the first featured game on ESPN tonight. It is the Thunder visiting the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, the Thunder and the Knicks. Listen, these two teams, they're on a path of having to get right as we look towards the playoff picture. Brandon, your thoughts on tonight's game? Believe the Thunder are favored here in this one. Do you like that for them?
Yeah, look, if the Knicks are going to compete, and if the Knicks want people to start believing in them heading into the playoffs, they've got to do more than this cute little run that they've been on. They've got to do more than just beat the Spurs in one game. They've actually got to win games against teams like OKC, like teams like they beat the other day in the Spurs. They have to win these games. They have to be competitive. I think that the Knicks can be competitive, and I think the Knicks can be a force in the East this year, at least in the first 2 rounds, because that's about as far as my belief in the New York Knicks goes. I think they can be competitive tonight. I think Cat is on a roll. He's playing at an all-time level right now, so I like the Knicks in this game. I would take the Knicks plus 4.5.
All right, quite the swing there, Raphael. Not where I expected Brandon to go. Are you opposite of Brandon, or do you also like the Knicks?
Wish the Knicks didn't play last night because then I'll be all over them. They played a heavy game last night. They had to come back from double digits and then almost blow a lead in the fourth quarter until Cat took the game over. So I understand why OKC is the favorite. They're the betting favorite. People love to bet OKC all season long, but they're still not healthy. So I think 4.5 is just way too much. I like the Knicks plus the points, but it wouldn't shock me if OKC wins by 3 points or less.
All right. Well, I'm going to agree with you guys. We'll make it 3 for 3 here. I wish the Knicks would stop winning because I don't need the Eastern Conference race to get any tighter. And I would like to see the Thunder be competitive with April just around the corner in the playoffs. But again, you guys said it. You got to get healthy. But we got to all get right in the NBA, right? And that goes to Luka Doncic and JJ Redick. We saw the viral spat between them. And guys, Brandon, I'll start with you. JJ Redick said, this is completely normal, to which I said, really, is it? Because I think in every facet of life, to see that much hostility between two people, there's a problem. Do you believe JJ Redick?
No, I don't believe JJ Redick. We saw the video on the sidelines. It wasn't completely normal. They had words. Even had a player had to stand up, pretend like he was having fun, so it didn't bring too much attention to the crowd. He's standing up in Luka's way, so Luka didn't go back at him. There's something going on there. I think JJ Redick is out as soon as LeBron is out. And I think Luka takes over this team. Look, Luka looked bad in that situation to me. You got a problem with your head coach, you take it to the locker room. You handle it in-house. You don't do this out there, out in public. You don't shake his hand, go to the bench, take your seat, and then meet him in his office and have your words there. Luka looked bad. JJ Redick, I think, looks even worse trying to cover it up, thinking that we're all dumb and didn't see what we saw.
Well, Raphael, they were teammates, so these are just boys being boys, right?
Normally, I would say this is nothing. I've seen Jordan yell at Phil Jackson in the Bulls. I've seen Kobe Bryant yell at Phil Jackson on a bench when he would take him out. So this would say normal. But Brandon hit it. There's no way JJ Redick is going to be the head coach of the Lakers when LeBron leaves. This is going to be Luka's team, which I don't think it should be. He doesn't play defense. Yes, he's great at offense, but don't build someone that doesn't play defense whatsoever. I still think we're going to see major changes in La La Land, and I think JJ Redick will be out.
Well, Raphael, I hate to break it to you, but a lot of today's NBA superstars are not playing defense. But it's good on you to bring it back to the Boston Celtics because there is one player who plays defense on the Lakers, and his name is Marcus Smart. And if he wants to be the face of the Lakers moving forward, I want to be happy about it, but at least he plays defense. All right, guys, we know not everyone can be here at the beginning of the show. That's why we love to bring it all back and lock it in with our best plays of the day. All right, you guys know the drill. 1 or 2 nuggets is all that we need here. Raphael, get us started.
We're going to the ice because if you're looking for a W, you just find out if Vancouver is playing and you fade them. Take Carolina -1.5 on the road against Vancouver because they suck. They've lost 20 out of their last 22 games. And then give me the Fun Belt Sun Belt tournament today. Give me James Madison -4.5. They're looking for some redemption because the Raging Cajuns beat them on their home court this year. So I think James Madison wins and advances in the Fun Belt tournament.
All right, I'm going to take the coaches' plays here. The API tournament matchup, he's got Morikawa -140 over Hideki, and then he's also at a -102, got Jake Knapp over Victor Hovland. Brandon, what do you got?
Let's go to college hardware. We're going to take Creighton -2.5 versus Butler at -115. The books are begging you to take Butler +2.5 at -105, but don't fall into that trap. Creighton has won 7 of the last 8 versus Butler. They do so again tonight. And then Minnesota versus Indiana. I know Indiana was good at football, not so good at basketball this year. Minnesota isn't great either, but I don't trust Indiana to cover 7. Give me Minnesota +7 at -110.
All right, and I've got 3 plays all on the hardwood tonight. Arkansas -6.5 at home versus Texas, and then 2 for my beloved Celtics. The Celtics to cover the -6.5 against the Charlotte Hornets, and Jaylen Brown, 40 or more points, rebounds, and assists combined. Raphael, we got a lot of people who watch us from the outside, so if you could please bring them on the inside with a little inside info and make them smarter.
This will make you happy, Mikey, because the Boston Celtics have won 17 of their last 18 home games against opponents who are playing their second of back-to-back games.
Speaking of Kiss Up Mountain.
All right, listen, just because the inside info has not always resonated well with your picks, Brandon, does not mean you have to ho-hum on Raphael.
I apologize for getting my picks in late, so Rafi couldn't make that against me.
But listen, I'm going to bring it all back to me, guys, right? Because 17 of the last 18 were in the month of March. My birthday is March 17th. Raphael, I mean, you're doing this for me. I would like to welcome and anoint you, the newest member of Kiss Up Mountain. Do you have any words?
Thank you. I am honored to be up on Kiss Up Mountain, so hopefully we can continue to climb upward on Kiss Up Mountain.
I love it. See, Brandon, the question is, what are you going to do whenever I'm in the host chair to get onto Kiss Up Mountain?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's no chance. I mean, other than the fact that we're both born in March, I mean, I can tell you that. We both have March birthdays, so that's cool, but I will never join Kiss Up Mountain when you're in the host chair.
All right, well, that was a little rude. If you guys want to join Kiss Up Mountain, you can go right there. You see it on the screen. Shop.behindtheturnbuckle.net. Use code CHAMBER for free shipping. And look at that handsome man. Oh, handsome men. All three of them. The leader of the brand, Coach. The man with the pinky ring. You wish you could see it. You wouldn't believe it. Big Tommy C. What a fugazi. And then be better than Brandon. That's the best life advice I have for you all today. Just be better than Brandon. Get yourself a Kiss Up Mountain t-shirt and support yours truly. Once again, go and use code CHAMBER for free shipping. Gentlemen, job well done today. It's going to be a fantastic day. We are finally here. Now, Brandon, I don't even know what to say to you to close out the show. So, Rafael, I'll give you the final 15 seconds. We got college basketball here in just a matter of, I think, an hour before first tip right now.
Yeah, today's Wednesday the 4th, and we'll have college basketball all afternoon and all evening for the next 2 weeks. This is the greatest time of sports. March Madness is my favorite.
It is. March Madness, I think it could be because of all the birthdays we've heard that are happening here at the brand, but also college basketball galore. I cannot wait for it. Brandon, I'll give you 20 seconds.
Hey, I didn't say that I wouldn't buy the t-shirt. I just said I wouldn't join Kiss Up Mountain. I don't like to hike.
Well, here's the thing. You know, the merch store has been live for quite some time now, and you still haven't had a piece of merch on the show. What are we doing? All right, guys. Job well done today, boys. Thank you very much. Producer man, I think you know what time it is. I am Mike Pendleton. Want to thank each and every single one of you who have sat here with us along for the ride today. I will be back in the host chair on Friday while Coach attends to business. For all of us here at the brand, you know what to do with our tickets. Take them straight to the pay window. We'll see you soon, everybody.